Hello, hello, and welcome back for a little more boss-bashing badassery in the creepy corridors and accursed kitchens of Perfidious Manor as we prepare to play a little more Darkest Dungeon. And let me take a moment here to completely belie what I just said by saying that the odds of us bashing a boss in this episode are pretty much zero. Because while I do feel pretty good about taking down the Necromancer last time, I still have to admit that I'd rather pound a case of Old Milwaukee, hands and all, then take a swing at another boss before I've had a chance to sort of refill our coffers and score some much-needed upgrades for several of our seekers. And if you've ever awoken after a night of drinking to take a chewed aluminum beer shit while a beast-fueled hangover punches at the inside of your skull, then you know precisely how much I don't necessarily want to tangle with another boss right now. Also, if you've ever taken a shit that was made of chewed aluminum, first off, let me just take a moment to praise your fortitude and the power of your digestive tract, because that's some remarkable shit. You know, pooping out chewed up metal, that's an impressive feat. Seriously. It's a remarkable ability, and I would love to share your secret. I mean it. If there's a seminar I could attend or some literature you could send me that lets me know how to shit chewed metal without ripping my asshole to shreds, you gotta let me know, man. You gotta let me know. But until I get an opportunity to review that literature, or perhaps catch your non-metal for fun and profit at the Ramada on I-35, I think I'll just have to satisfy myself with something a little less extreme. So I'm going to head down to the embarkation point here and see what missions we've got available. Alright, so we got Apprentice in the Ruins, not interested there. We could just do this veteran battle. We got a level 3 mission, which is good. I would like to take Lucy, Candy, Doc Strange, and Django into the dungeon just to pile on a little more EXP for some of those folks. But we may... It would have also put up an opportunity to replenish our coffers a bit. We could stack up some good gold with that team, but I don't really think the estate is the right spot to do that. We don't want to head into the ruins. First off, we don't really need bus or crest. The gold is nice, but we'd really be better off if we headed into the warrens, as we still need to level that up to level 3 at least, so that we can unlock the, what is it, the Swine King, I believe. Now, the Weald, we could go for the Hag, but again, I'd like to get a few more upgrades on Roderick, Randy, Madeline before we go tangle with that whole mess. Halfcock Jack, of course, too. So I'm thinking our probable mission is going to be this skirmish here to complete 100% of rune battles. Now, this is a short mission, but veteran, so we've got a good opportunity to pile up some cash in quick order. We could be looking at as few as like 3 or 4 different battles, so it may not be too terrible. But before we do that, if we are going to send in sort of our B team here, we did a terrible disservice for Candy Jade last time we sent her into a dungeon. We sent her in with completely unupgraded skills, a mistake I do not want to repeat. So we're going to make sure everybody on this team is fully ranked up. We could even do level 4. Interesting. Oh, this is the blacksmith. I just upgraded weapons and armor. Yeah, that's not what I meant to do, actually. I meant to come here, because as you can see, Candy Jade, all rank 1 skills, which simply is, that won't do. We got to get her upgraded. We were having a very tough time getting Candy to hit stuff for us last time, and this is why, because her accuracy was terrible. She was rolling full-on unupgraded skills, and for Lucy, we gotta do the same thing. And as you can see, we're quickly running out of cash because these upgrades extraordinarily expensive. We won't be upgrading probably anything on Django or Doc Strange. We're going to need to reserve some of our cash for provisioning. Doc Strange still in pretty good order, though. So, you know, we could probably get by without upgrading him. I think Django, similar situation for Django. They really more need weapons and armor than skills. Which, for Doctor Strange, I mean, the guy runs around in a silken cape and big poofy pants, so he might consider investing in some armor rather than skills. I mean, he is the Sorcerer Supreme. I guess you don't get a title like that without some modicum of skill, but as far as his outfit goes, you know, if you're the Sorcerer Supreme, well, that's actually really tough to say. If you're the Sorcerer Supreme, a suit of Iron Man armor certainly isn't going to, you know, lower your ability any. Seems like it would only compound a good thing. I have magic and technology. I am the ultimate warrior. Actually, I would love to see a guy in a Doctor Strange costume step into the ring with the Ultimate Warrior. That would sell every ticket to a WWE event of all time. So there's a free one for you, Vince McMahon. You make that happen. All the money in the universe is coming straight your way. Anyway, let's get this shit started. We're going to go ahead and throw up our team here. They're all ready to go. We're headed into the warrens, so let's get provisioning. Now, as you'll notice, we don't have a whole lot of cash here, so we're probably going to go a little light. With the warrens, the only thing we're really concerned about is food and shovels. And with the food, we're not going to skimp. Of course, we won't get an opportunity to camp we can make do without that. We are going to take 3 shovels. This is just a short mission. We're going to take 1 key, 1 medicinal herb, and I think 1 anti-venom. Let's roll with an anti-venom. Normally we take a holy water here, but in the Warrens we haven't really had a whole lot of opportunity to use that holy water. So let's try and play a little smarter and go with some anti-venom. You know, in case we run across a particularly nasty spider or, I don't know, a rabid dog. Rabid dog's pretty likely. And I do hate rabid gnashers with a passion, so if we have something we can use to cure the rabies, well, that'll be a good thing. Though I think by the time you actually show signs of rabies, it's far, far too late for anyone to help you. But I digress.
They breed quickly down there in the dark. But
They?
perhaps we can slay them even faster.
What are you talking about, Mr. Narrator Guy? You just said they. What does that refer to? Are you talking about the Chuds? I mean, the Chuds do breathe pretty goddamn fast down here in the dark. I gotta admit, you are correct in that respect. There are a lot of Chuds down here. A lot of them. Books are an occultist job. Actually, pretty much investigating anything is an occultist job. Paranormania. That's an unusual quirk. I've never seen that one before. He's obsessed with the paranormal. Doc Strange is quickly picking up a boatload of negative quirks. We may need to send the doctor into the old sanitarium for a little bit of personal development time, as we like to call it. Little PDT, personal development time. Of course, by personal development time, I mean, you know, we're going to lock him in a rubber room with a straitjacket and apply electric shocks to his head until he stops being a fuckwit. But PDT just has a much nicer ring to it. What do we want to do here? We don't have a target marked. I wouldn't mind killing that swine marcher. Stress is going to be a problem. Let's try and minimize our stress. We'll put everything we can on the swine marcher, see if we can take him out before he gets an opportunity to go. We are going to vulnerability hex this corpse eater, though, because, frankly, they scare me. I don't like them. They look real mean and awful, and I would prefer that they all be dead. Also, Candy Jade cannot hit that swine marcher. That is unfortunate. So I guess we'll just have her go for the wicked hack and drop a bleed on the corpse eater. Dropping a bleed on the corpse eater, yo. Sounds not particularly gangster rap. I don't think a gangster rapper would ever say something like, "I dropped a bleed on a corpse eater," yo.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
My confidence isn't really surging. I mean, it's there, Mr. Narrator. It's increased now that the swine marcher is dead. I wouldn't really say it's surging, though. You may be overselling. This guy almost completely stun resistant. Let's just go for the... Well, Dazzling Light is our stun attack. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Maybe we'll get lucky. We didn't, because luck is not a thing I normally run of in abundance, but this guy should have fatal damage on him now. Nope, he resisted a bleed both times. I'm an idiot. So he bit and marked Django. That's a lot of damage for an attack that's designed just to mark someone. Django firing back in kind, though, and showing them what exactly happens when you get marked for a bounty hunter. 2 portraits, 500 gold. Not a huge coup as far as cash goes, but it's not the worst haul we've ever pulled either. Django managing to successfully dodge a trap. That's surprising. Django usually just flings himself into them face first. That's his normal preferred method for dealing with traps. We brought no torches at all, didn't we? Sometimes I very much wonder about myself. A lot. So we're going to be stumbling around in the dark. That's not great. Scouting here would not be terrible, actually, for us to get pulled off. If we are going to be wandering around in the dark, I would prefer to be wandering around in the unknown darkness for as short a period as possible. Both of these guys need to die. We got to get this marcher and we got to get the spawn. I think the best thing we could do would be to throw a flashbang at the marcher and try and shuffle him to the front. Oh, that was very lucky, actually. Very lucky. Alright, so we're going to throw a heal then at Django. Doc Strange, you're not in the perfect position, buddy. Also, what's up with your speed, Dr. Strange? You're supposed to be faster than this. Alright, so that guy is stunned. That guy has fatal damage. With the stun that he had on him, he will never get a go again. That is unfortunate. Alright, let's do a little bit of marking of our own. Let's put a mark on this Reaver. Nice critical from the good doctor. Everybody getting a little stress relief except for Django, who apparently is too unaware of his surroundings to capitalize. Lucy Pevensey with a nice dodge. And there is one dead hog. He has bled to death. Django's stun finally wearing off. Doctor Strange getting yacked on. Of course, when an enemy vomits on Doctor Strange, it is always particularly stressful for him because he doesn't like it when stuff messes up his clothing. Doctor Strange, very particular about his attire. Really does not enjoy it when someone messes up his swank outfits. We're going to go for the party heal. We've got a number of people who are a little banged up. The old ball and chain. Ouch. Apparently Django came home drunk last night and his wife had something to say about that. You've got to be kidding me with the no-kill there. Very not good, Candy Jade.
Death waits for the slightest.
And what is she's... Candy Jade is now bulimic. Okay, it doesn't really seem like bulimia should be a contagious illness. Like, you know, you can't... That's not really something you can catch. You don't catch bulimia. Alright then. An amazing 5 damage from Candy. Of course, Candy actually quite debuffed at the moment. She's not going to be doing a whole lot of damage for us. Doctor Strange, you got to give me something. Thank you. Good critical there from the good doctor. We actually probably need to reorder Doctor Strange as far as his position in the party goes. We're going to need some healing out of him pretty quick. Might need a weird reconstruction or two. Django finally back in the fight, perhaps. What do you say? You know, we pay you to hunt bounties, Django, and I can't help but notice that bounties have been few and far between lately. Man, Lucy Pevensey just taken a nice little beating there. What's our debuff? 20% damage. This is going to do very little. Let's go for the spawn. Maybe between Doctor Strange. You're no longer marked? Delightful. You know what? Let's just have Django finish him then. Or not. That's also acceptable, Django. If you'd rather not finish your foe and just slowly let him chop you to tiny, tiny bits like Jigsaw in Saw. I mean, I guess he'll start with your foot. That's where Jigsaw got it all started out. We're just going to have Django go ahead and mark that guy. Not going to increase Django's damage. Hopefully he'll be dead before the round cycles back, but we are going to go for the bleed out just in case. 10 damage and a bleed. And Doctor Strange, with the bleed then, should provide enough that this guy's going to be KO'd. Lucy, we need you to heal yourself. Go for the Divine Grace. Lucy has found the Blessing of the God line, healing 9 out of that. And Django's just going to get a nice little insult to injury kill, I guess. So, of course, that's the opportunity he takes to go for the 44 damage critical, the one time when we don't necessarily really need 44 damage.
Nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be...
New trinket! A redemption armlet, leper only. I would say this is very good, but it's not. It is very interesting. It has plus 10% damage, which is nice, but minus 2 accuracy for a leper really is... It's bad, frankly. It's just bad. Lepers already have a terrible accuracy problem. I don't really think one could afford to reduce their accuracy any further. Of course it's trapped. What happened to your Randolph Carter-like luck, Doctor Strange? You're supposed to be the lucky guy, the guy who does things for us, who finds things, the man who brings the treasure. And I can't help but notice a decided lack of treasure in your last couple offerings here. We don't have a torch. We have an opportunity to get a free negative quirk removal, and we don't have a torch here, so we can't take advantage of it. So what we're going to do, we'll remember where these scrolls are, and if we come across a stanchion that has a torch in it, well, we'll circle back and try and pick it up. 40% traps for you. What's Django at? Django's at 60. We're probably going to have Django take a crack at this one. Of course, because that's the way Django Fett discovers traps, like I said. His patented method is not to try and locate the trap, then cleverly disarm its mechanical devices. He just goes, hey, there's a trap over there, and then leaps straight on top of it. He jumps on it like it's, well, like it's his paramour after a long separation. He jumps on her quicker than a horny sailor. Another corpse eater. These guys are pretty goddamn horrible looking, I have to say, because it looks like they started out life as, I don't know, maybe one of these things, but then something has gone terribly awry. They look like they're half molted, and that whatever this is bursting out of the inside of that. It's a little disconcerting. What's your stun resistance like? Really good. Also, his is really good. His is less good. Can we get a dazzling light on that guy? Of course not. Let's go for a judgment on the spawn then. We can get a little bit of damage to get him started, and also some healing for Lucy, who really is the only trooper we have who's in any kind of danger. And then Django may be able to finish him. 1 damage short. Now, 1 damage short, sort of the story of Django Fett's life. If only he had a little bit more, he might have gotten the kill against old Mace Windu, but now faulty jetpack technology has been the bane of the Fett family's existence. Some good stress relief from Doctor Strange's critical there. We can pray. That's a mark. Alright, so Candy is marked and in a bit of trouble here. Well, she's going to go for the bleed out. 10 damage and a bleed, I'm going to assume. Nope, resisted a bleed. Corpse Eater's remarkably resistant to bleed. I don't think we'll be throwing that attack at her any longer. And, man, Lucy has a huge, huge blight. We're going to have to weird reconstruction that. So, Doctor Strange, at least Doctor Strange is out of the position where he's healing for 2 every time. It's good to see him back in action throwing some big heals. I'm glad he's gotten rid of the yips that he was suffering. Django, if you would, just go ahead and finish that guy off. Since you failed to oh, you couldn't hit him for 9 last time? This is the time you hit him for 9, huh? Yeah, fuck you, Django. I'm glad Mace Windu cut your head off, because frankly, at this point, I'm pretty convinced you fucking deserved it. 6 damage from Candy Jade is nothing to write home about. Let's go ahead and mark this guy. 2 can play at the whole little marking game there, chump. You want to mark me? I'll mark you right back. We're going. This is school ground rules, buddy. This is schoolyard play. You mark me, I mark you. That's the way it works. Tit for tat, quid pro quo, and other such euphemisms. Holy shit! Okay, so that was a goddamn crushing blow. Wow. On the plus side, Django is not bleeding or blighted. Otherwise, he could be in seriously deep shit. We have got to get some heals on Django immediately. Wow, that was that may be the hardest we've ever had one of our troopers hit. We almost can't kill this guy. Go ahead and yawp. This is a situation where we can't afford to kill him. We actually need the opportunities to try and patch up Django before we go mix it up in another battle. We got to get him off of death's door at the least. Django, you're going to go for a flashbang. I mean, he's already stunned, so that does literally no good. But it does keep you from getting additional stress while we heal you. Alright, so he's halfway patched up. Let's have Candy go ahead and take the kill. I don't want to risk having that brutal bastard kill me again, or hit me with that gigantic critical. He may have swallowed some of Django's bits. If Mace Windu hacked his head off, I think that Corpse Eater probably just swallowed it. Man, you only heal 1 from food, Django? That's real bad, buddy. It's real bad. You need more health. You really do. Of course, that more health probably would have held you in good stead against Mace Windu, since we're talking about the fight wherein you pretty much lost your life. I'm going down here not because I am interested at all in what's in this room. It's in fact going to be empty. But we do have 2 opportunities, and one of these could theoretically be a torch. Okay, Django. I gotta say, your performance, buddy, I'm not sure why I'm paying you as a bounty hunter any longer. Oh, beautiful. So we did find a torch. Excellent. We got 1 positive thing out of this whole little trip here. We found the torch, and now we can go in this room, walk back, and we can get rid of a free quirk. Probably that's going to be on Doctor Strange, who I think has the most problematic maladies at the current time. Yeah, that's fine. We can eat. We did bring plenty of food, so we can afford to do a little backtracking, and it's possible that this next room could be end of mission for us, so we really may only need to win 1 more fight. Although, if that's the case, we're not gonna make a tidy profit on this mission. We have not yet discovered an abundance of loot, which is mostly what we came in here for. I really don't like short missions. I really don't. Alright, let's take a look at negative quirks. Kleptomania, love interest, and bulimic. Alright. Winded and Warrensphobe. Winded is actually kind of shitty. Doctor Strange, you have a ton of bad things. And Lucy Pevensey, actually, she's okay. She has some problems with fear, but, you know, that's not out of the question for Lucy before the Godlion joined her life. She was often known to be somewhat terrified of the prospects confronting her. We're going to go ahead and have Doc Strange get rid of Paranormania, which, if I had to pick one of the quirks to get rid of, I can assure you would not have been the quirk I would have picked.
Haunting the hearts of men.
We are now in full-on total darkness. But we did come for treasure, and doing a full dark run is good as far as treasure goes. It does increase the opportunities for cash found. So maybe, just maybe, we can get a little lucky. We have medicinal herbs, right? Oh, we do. Excellent. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to have Candy Jade go for this moonshine barrel. We're going to throw some medicinal herbs in it. This should give her a huge stress reduction. Oh, no, it's buff. Damn, I thought it was stress reduction. Still, we had found no other use for the medicinal herbs, and the plus 30% damage is nothing to sneeze at. We do have at least 1 more fight we got to win, with the hulking Swinotar in it. That's delightful. So stunning that guy is probably out of the question. We have pretty high stress on Candy. We have 2 units that have the potential to deliver stress attacks. I think what we do is go for the stun on the swine. His stun resistance is pretty poor. Django has, this actually can't fail. So this should guarantee stun him. Excellent. It also shuffled him to the front. No getting puked on. We're going to go for the big heal on Django. We got to keep him topped off just in case Mr. Hulking Swinotar decides he's going to critical us for 600 and bite Django's heart clear out of his chest like his friend the Corpse Eater did. That's awful. Alright, well, Dr. Strange, we were hoping you could mark something for us, but that's simply not going to happen. We need you to go back where you came from. You can only hit... Yeah, that's... Alright, well, might as well go ahead and start the bleeding. Oh my goodness, Candy Jade with a monstrous hit. Wow, she saved her A-game for when it was vital. That is not good. Yeah, the stress on Candy Jade is starting to become a serious problem. We're getting critical constantly, just left and right. It's nothing but criticals. It's criticals all the way down, folks. Oh. I really would like to get out of this dungeon now. I very much would like to get out of this dungeon. Sure, the one person that doesn't critical is the guy who has the greatest chance of criticaling. That makes perfect sense. 11 more damage for our Swinotar friend. Trot, retreat. Must be a stun or something. Another stressful incantation for Lucy. This whole team is going to need stress relief after this mission. Of course, we're not going to get any sort of stress relief in mission because, god damn it, Candy Jade is one stress away from a fucking freakout. Yep. Yeah, this is not good. So we came in here hoping that we could maybe patch together a little bit of cash, and it looks like what small amount of cash we do manage to pull on this mission as profit is all going to go away in the form of stress relief. We're going to be spending all of it trying to get our troopers back and fighting fit. Go ahead and weird reconstruction. Lucy. Lucy resisting the bleed, getting 10 heal. On the plus side, we haven't really had any... You gotta be kidding me with the stress here. So that's a freak out then. This freak out is going to trigger a freak... Yeah, this is awful. This is going to trigger a freak out in Candy Jade. There we go. That's going to probably trigger a freak out in Lucy Pevensey. So we've got a chain reaction of fucking terrible right here. Django took a shit on Candy. It's just like when you watch somebody get sick. Django puked, made Candy Jade puke. Candy puked, she puked on Lucy. Now Lucy's going to puke. It's going bad, and it's going to be worse. Let's just assume on the end of this mission, everybody's going to be... They'll all have maximum stress. We'll just go ahead and assume that. We've got 4 people who have to go in for stress relief, so our effective profit on this mission is going to be nothing. We'll have come out of this making almost no money. Who's fouling up your aim? The fight is over, Django. Shut your hole.
So too will resistance.
Okay, so we've got a little money there. 1,100 gold, and we also got a couple portraits, which is good. Portraits are one of the things we need right now, and I also can't help but notice that the mission is not yet over, which means we have... we got to do at least one more fight. Alright, well, things can't get a whole hell of a lot worse. I mean, we're as stressed as we can possibly get, so there's no real needs for concern, I suppose. Alright, let's try anti-venom on this. Doctor Strange, does that do something? It did nothing. No idea what goes on a rack of blades. Worst thing it could have been was stress, and we're already there, so... What the fuck are you blabbering on about, Django? I'm now beginning to wonder if Django hasn't perhaps gone mad. I think in his stressed out state. He also... Yeah, he's gone mad because he found a trap and didn't immediately leap face first into the giant spikes. He actually tried to deal with it in a rational fashion. That's how we know he's clearly lost his goddamn mind. We are not going to stun or... Yeah, we're not going to stun either of these guys. Let's go for the judgment here. Get a little heal for Lucy and just try and get what damage we can. I'm probably more concerned about the Corpse Eater than I am about the Swinotar. So let's hope we can get a little bit lucky. Theoretically, we should also have increased critical chance in this dungeon. Some nice damage from Django Fett. He apparently fights better also when he's completely out of his mind with fear. That's going to be 1 away from fatal damage. Yep. Alright, so 7 damage from the Tentacle Devourer is acceptable. Much better than the 44 Django got nailed with. That's not so good. Django stunned and pushed to the back. Alright, that thing's going to bleed to death. I see no need to hit it again. Candy Jade coming up big with a relatively important critical force right there. Let's keep this ball rolling, folks. We got to chew like a choo-choo train. We got to roll right over Mr. Swinotar. Do we mark him or do we just stab him in the face? What's the maximum? It's going to do a maximum of 8 damage. I think we're better off to vulnerability hex him. Get him marked up And then perhaps we can get Django back into the fight, assuming he's willing to stop cowering in the rear of the party for a moment. Doesn't look like it, though. Doc Strange going to dodge whatever that attack is. Keep hacking, Candy. You're not going to do a whole lot of damage with the swing, but if you could stack on the bleeds for us, that's at least going to do something. Django pulling a finish him for 9. And at this point, I actually meant to stab that guy in the face. That was supposed to be a dedicated facial stabbing. 4 damage from Lucy Pevensey. Showering him with the blessings of the Godline. Crunching backhand. You know, I don't know if 6 damage I would really describe as crunching. I would say it's more of like a tentative backhand, perhaps. Trot Retreat, I think, is a stun, but it never seems to hit, so it's not really that big of a problem. Candy finishing off our Swinotar friend. Hey, we picked up a fasting seal, which is pretty shitty. So you do no damage, but you don't eat any food. Minus 15% max HP. Okay, so that's as far as trinkets go. Relatively terrible. I think the only thing we're going to get out of this is food at best. And that would be only, I think, if we use medicinal herbs on it. Our mission is complete. We don't have a lot of gold. I'm fairly tempted to continue on here. Sure, let's have Candy do it. I mean, what? Nothing bad can happen to Candy here. Yeah, what are they going to do? Give her more stress? She's already in freakout state. More books. Yeah, check them out, Django. Oh, an unsettling passage. Oh no, that's horrible. Except he was already maxed out stress. So I guess there is something to be said for running at max stress. I mean, when you're already as freaked the fuck out as you can possibly freak, it's, you know, when you're a madman, it's pretty hard to drive you any crazier. Pretty much already as crazy as you're ever going to get. What do you got here, Django? Let's go for the... Alright, that's a good start. Its gaze, so black, so cold. I wouldn't really say its gaze is black so much as more spidery. Looks like it has some kind of compound eye thing going. I wouldn't really say it's a black gaze. More of a insectoid gaze. Lucy Pevensey not having any of that insectoid shit either. She is straight on putting the smackdown on a motherfucker. Doctor Strange catching a nice little hook hand to the groin. That's unpleasantness, but I have a feeling Doctor Strange is going to rally. He's a superhero, for Christ's sake. If he didn't know how to deal with a dick shot, he wouldn't be much of a superhero. Django Fett just patently refusing to participate in the remainder of the battle. They should give me your share. You know, we pay you, Django, plenty of money. And I have to say, all you've done is given us a whole bunch of defective clones and then got your head chopped off by a Jedi. How does Django only have 18 total hit points, by the way? What has he got that's lowering his hit point total so much? Doctor Strange, please finish this. Thank you. Get out of my way or fouling up my aim. I'm very curious why Doctor Strange has such a low hit point total. That's something we're going to have to investigate. These torches, let's just burn those. We can get rid of those. We brought 3 shovels, and I have to say I'm a little disappointed that we're not going to be able to use any of them. We should keep 1 shovel. We got to get rid of something. This we're never going to use, so let's get rid of that. Yes, I discarded that trinket for 100 gold, and I'm well aware of the fact that I did. Actually, what I probably should have done was just eat all the food. Would have been a little wiser choice. Another rack of blades. Check it out, Django. It can't do any harm for you. What a surprise. I'm not sure we've ever found anything useful on a rack of blades either. Pretty sure we haven't, actually. Alright, so one would think a rack of blades, occasionally you might, you know, find a meat cleaver or just an extra sharp sword or something, but nope, for us a rack of blades are just a bunch of rusty shanks that give us lockjaw. Fantastic. Still, successful mission. Now we're going to go spend all the cash that we just earned getting stress relief for our troopers who are just out of their mind with fear. 9,850 total gold. We didn't even do very good in the heirloom department either, although we did pick up some portraits which we needed. That should allow us, I think, to upgrade our guild, I believe, is what we were looking for. Some Resolve EXP. Bully. Candy Jade picking up 4. And Thick-Blooded. That'll go nice with her anemia, so she's now thick-blooded and anemic, which means Candy gonna have some very, very serious circulatory problems in the near future. I have to assume that she's just waiting to fall victim to a stroke at this point, and she's both thick-blooded and anemic. Dud hitter for Django Fett, frankly, is a game breaker. He only has 18 total health, and if he's below 50%, he's gonna be at minus 3% crit, which means basically, if he gets hit, he's at -3 crit. Probably going to have to do a little bit of sanitarianizing as well. And I'm pretty sure sanitarianizing is not actually a word, but that was the best I could come up with.
Affected him.
Left many swine slain in the bloody warrens. Not so sure about that. I think the only thing they may have left in the warrens in week 32 was their own fucking sanity. So let's see about taking care of some of that. You want to head to the guild very quickly. This is, portraits? Training skill. That's pretty good, actually. Is there something else we were containing portraits for? It was deeds we were looking for the blacksmith, not portraits. So we'll hold off on the deeds then. I know we can use portraits to upgrade the tavern, which frankly may not be a terrible idea. Some tavern upgrades would not go awry. Can we do both? That takes 7. Yeah, we could do both. Alright, so that's fine. We'll upgrade the guild just a tiny bit. And then we'll come to the tavern and let's upgrade the bar and the gambling house.
With enough ale, maybe they can be inured against the horrors below.
You think there? I'm pretty sure several of our people actually only insist on drinking, so you may be onto something with that, Mr. Narrator. Let's find out. Candy, what will you do? You will only go to the brothel, right? Yep. Alright, so take your kleptomaniac, bulimic ass to the brothel then, and get the stress relief you so desperately desire. This may sound like a strange request at first, but I really like the fact that Candy is a bit of a deviant. It's wholly appropriate for her character. Oh, good God, Django, you're a walking ball of suck. Alright, let's first off get Django some stress relief. Is there anything particular he won't do? He does not care. Alright. Go get you some drink on then, Django. So a little bit of booze for Django, because say what you want about booze, but the one thing you can't take away from it, goddammit, booze is the cheapest form of stress relief available to man. Doc Strange is the one guy who came out of there with not necessarily a crippling amount of terror on him. Where is Lucy? Lucy also needs some stress relief. I think she will like, Lucy not against doing anything. We're going to go send her to commune with the God Lion, I believe. So we're going to have her pray. That taken care of. And now we're down to 8,900, which really is about the limit of what I'm willing to spend at the moment. Yeah, our next mission has some interesting potential, though. We'll probably do another level 3 mission with Brienne, Chrysania, Karen, and Simpkin. Although we do have Deckard, Fagin, Arya, and Dorian as well that we're still waiting to sort of level up. So it should be an interesting time. If you want to find out how that turns out, though, of course, stay tuned, I guess, is what I'm trying to say here. But right now, thanks for watching, of course. If you enjoyed the episode, drop a like down in the comments section. And if you'd like to catch every episode of Darkest Dungeon 3 times a week, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, consider subscribing as well. But we'll see you again soon.